All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Saira Mujtaba and with me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with beneficiaries of Swamitva scheme in Madhya Pradesh at 12:30 p.m. today to also distribute e-property cards to 1,71,000 beneficiaries. Government notifies incentives and disincentives pertaining to vehicle scrapping policy. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 92 crore mark. Moody's upgrades India's rating outlook from negative to stable. Monsoon to begin withdrawing from many parts of northwest India today. Mahalaya, which marks the beginning of Durga Puja festivities, being celebrated today. Hockey India withdraws from 2022 Commonwealth Games, citing discriminatory quarantine rules. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians thrash Rajasthan Royals by 8 wickets to keep their playoff hopes alive. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is underway, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings to its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in Morning News since 16th of August and will continue till 15th of August 2022. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Recalling our yesterday's question, by Operation Polo, which princely state got integrated with India? The correct answer is Hyderabad. Operation Polo, as the famous police action was codenamed, brought down the curtains on an oppressive Nizam's rule in 1948. Even though India became independent on 15th of August 1947, the people of Old Hyderabad state had to wait for another 13 months to get freedom from the Nizam's rule. Finally, it was on 17th of September 1948 that the princely state of Hyderabad was integrated with India following the success of Operation Polo. Though termed a police action, the army played a stellar role in the operation. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Dr. Rashmi Jain from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh.
नमस्कार, मैं डॉक्टर रश्मि जैन। मेरा चयन ऑल इंडिया रेडियो की तरफ से आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव क्विज कॉन्टेस्ट में किया गया है, जिसके लिए मैं उनका धन्यवाद करती हूँ। यह आजादी हमें बहुत ही मुश्किलों से मिली है। इसके लिए भारत माता के कई वीर सपूतों ने अपनी जान की बाजी लगाई है, जिसके कारण से हमारा देश और हम भारतवासी आजादी की सांस ले पा रहे हैं। ऐसे सभी वीर सपूतों को मेरा सलाम।
Congratulations to Dr. Rashmi from Team AIR News. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with our listeners on Monday, that is 11th of October. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News.
And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with the beneficiaries of Swamitva scheme in Madhya Pradesh at 12:30 p.m. today via video conferencing. Mr. Modi will also distribute e-property cards to 1,71,000 beneficiaries under the scheme on the occasion. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan will also be present during the event. More details from our Bhopal correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will virtually distribute the records of land rights papers to beneficiaries today under the Pradhan Mantri Swamitva Yojana. Prime Minister will also hold virtual dialogue with the beneficiaries of Sihor, Harda and Dindori districts. The land records papers will be distributed in 3,000 villages of 19 districts as part of Jan Kalyan and Suraj Abhiyan of the state. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan will attend the program from Harda. So far, the process of survey has been started in 42 districts of the state, while 24 drones are working in 24 districts, out of which drone survey work has been completed in 6,500 villages. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
Swamitva is a central sector scheme of the Ministry of Panchayati Raj, which is aimed at providing property rights to the residents of rural inhabited areas. Addressing the UN General Assembly on the 25th of last month, Mr. Modi had said that the scheme will pave the way for using property as a financial asset by villagers for taking loans and other financial benefits.
किसी भी देश के विकास के लिए वहाँ के नागरिकों के पास जमीन और घर के प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स यानी ओनरशिप का रिकॉर्ड होना बहुत जरूरी। दुनिया के बड़े बड़े देशों में बड़ी संख्या में ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके पास जमीनों और घरों के प्रॉपर्टी राइट्स नहीं है। आज हम भारत के 6 लाख से अधिक गांवों में ड्रोन से मैपिंग कराकर करोड़ों लोगों को उनके घर और जमीन का डिजिटल रिकॉर्ड देने में जुटे हैं। ये डिजिटल रिकॉर्ड प्रॉपर्टी पर विवाद कम करने के साथ ही एक्सेस टू क्रेडिट, बैंक लोन तक लोगों की पहुंच बढ़ा रहा है।
Prime Minister has said over 3 crore poor families in the country became Lakhpati with the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana PMAY housing scheme. The Prime Minister was speaking at the inauguration function of the new Urban India Transforming Urban Landscape Conference cum Expo at Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh yesterday.
पीएम आवास योजना शहरी के तहत केंद्र सरकार ने करीब 1 लाख करोड़ रुपए गरीबों के बैंक खाते में ट्रांसफर किए। मेरे जो साथी जिनके पास पक्की छत नहीं थी, ऐसे 3 करोड़ परिवारों को इस कार्यकाल में एक ही योजना से लखपति बनने का अवसर मिल गया है।
The 3-day conclave on the subject is being organized at the Indira Gandhi Pratishthan in Lucknow as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that results of the local body polls across Gujarat and Gandhinagar Municipal Corporation reaffirm the deep-rooted bond between the people of Gujarat and BJP. In a tweet, Mr. Modi expressed gratitude to the people for repeatedly blessing the party. He lauded the efforts of all Gujarat BJP Karyakartas for working hard at the grassroots. President Ramnath Kovind will be on a 3-day visit to Karnataka beginning today. Tomorrow, Mr. Kovind will inaugurate the newly built teaching hospital of the Chamrajnagar Institute of Medical Sciences at Chamrajnagar. On Friday, the President will visit Dakshinamnaya Sri Sharada Peetham and Shankara Advait Research Center in Sringeri.
Road Transport and Highways Ministry has issued notification on incentives and disincentives pertaining to vehicle scrapping policy. In the policy, there is a system of incentives and disincentives to nudge vehicle owners to discard old and polluting vehicles which have higher maintenance and fuel consumption costs. The ministry said as an incentive, there will be a waiver of the fee for issue of certificate of registration for a new vehicle purchased against the authority of the certificate of deposit issued by a registered vehicle scrapping facility for a vehicle being scrapped. The ministry said from 1st of April next year, the charge for renewing the license of a 15-year-old car will be 5,000 rupees and registration of a new vehicle will cost only 600 rupees. The charges for registration of renewal of bikes older than 15 years will be 1,000 rupees, but registering new vehicles will cost only 300 rupees. Union Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has launched a scheme for grant of award to the Good Samaritan who has saved life of a victim of a fatal accident involving a motor vehicle by administering immediate assistance. The scheme mainly aims to motivate the general public to help the road accident victims in emergency situation. The scheme would be effective from 15th of this month. In the guidelines issued in this regard, the ministry said any individual who has saved life of a victim of a fatal accident by administering immediate assistance and rushing to hospital within the golden hour of the accident would be eligible for the award.
In a significant achievement, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed the 92 crore mark. Over 92 crore 11 lakh 80,000 doses have been administered till now. More than 54 lakh 8,000 doses were administered yesterday. In the national capital, 27 new cases of coronavirus infection were reported yesterday. The Delhi government said 76 people recovered from the infection in the last 24 hours and no death was reported in the city. Presently, the total number of active cases of COVID-19 in the national capital is 349.
Moody's has upgraded India's rating outlook from negative to stable. The decision to change the outlook to stable reflects Moody's view that the downside risks from negative feedback between the real economy and financial system are receding, the rating agency said. It is a thumbs up for Modi government's reforms. Moody said an economic recovery is underway with activity picking up and broadening across sectors. According to Moody's, if the reforms announced by the Modi government are implemented effectively, these policy actions would be credit positive and could lead to higher potential growth than expected. Moody said looking ahead, it expects India's real GDP growth to average around 6% over the medium term. Union Power Ministry has said that the demand for power in the country has been increasing from August this year onwards. It said in August this year, the power consumption was 124 billion unit, whereas the consumption in August 2019, before the COVID period, was 106 billion unit. This was an increase of almost 18 to 20%. The Power Ministry said the increase in demand is a positive sign and it indicates that the economy is growing. The ministry said it is also because more than 28 million homes were connected to electricity under the Saubhagya program and all these new consumers are buying appliances like fans, coolers, TVs.
U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Wendy Sherman will meet Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla in New Delhi today to review the India-US bilateral agenda and outcomes of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit to the US. Ms. Sherman arrived in New Delhi yesterday on a 3-day visit to India. They will also exchange views on regional issues pertaining to South Asia and the Indo-Pacific region and contemporary global issues. Ms. Sherman and Mr. Shringla will also participate in a special session of the India Ideas Summit today, organized by the US-India Business Council. Ms. Sherman will also call on External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. Ministry of External Affairs said Ms. Sherman's visit will be a useful opportunity to continue the regular dialogue and further strengthen the India-US Comprehensive Global Strategic Partnership. India Meteorological Department has predicted that the monsoon will begin withdrawing from many parts of northwest India from today. The IMD said conditions remain favorable for the commencement of withdrawal of the southwest monsoon from some parts of northwest India. This is the second most delayed withdrawal of the southwest monsoon since 1960. The withdrawal of the southwest monsoon from northwest India usually begins from 17th of September. The country received normal rainfall during the 4-month southwest monsoon season from June to September. The IMD predicted that the northeast monsoon, which brings rainfall to southern states from October to December, will likely be normal.
The India Meteorological Department has issued a yellow alert for Rygar district of Maharashtra from today to Friday. IMD said rains along with lightning and thunderstorms are likely to occur in the district and hence the district administration has issued an alert and asked people to take necessary precautions while stepping out. You're listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with beneficiaries of Swamitva scheme in Madhya Pradesh at 12:30 p.m. today to also distribute e-property cards to 1,71,000 beneficiaries. Government notifies incentives and disincentives pertaining to vehicles scrapping policy. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 92 crore mark. Moody's upgrades India's rating outlook from negative to stable. Monsoon to begin withdrawing from many parts of northwest India today. Mahale, which marks the beginning of Durga Puja festivities being celebrated today. Hockey India withdraws from 2022 Commonwealth Games citing discriminatory quarantine rules. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians thrash Rajasthan Royals by 8 wickets to keep their playoff hopes alive. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
स्वाधीनता संग्राम के वे निशान जो साक्षी हैं हमारे सेनानियों के संघर्ष और बलिदान के। आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष श्रृंखला निशान। हर बुधवार को शाम 4:45 पर कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में FM गोल्ड 100.1 मेगाहर्ट्ज पर।
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen now to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
6th of October is important in the history of the freedom movement as the death anniversaries of 3 freedom fighters fall on this date. They are Paramasivan Subbarayan, Baba Saheb Bhosle and Bhajaram Kolita. Besides being a freedom fighter, Paramasivan Subbarayan was also a politician, diplomat and the Chief Minister of Madras Presidency. He was born on the 11th of September 1889 in Tamil Nadu. After graduating from Presidency College Madras, he pursued his MA at the University of Oxford. Later, he obtained an LLB from the University of London and an LLD from Trinity College, Dublin. Subbarayan worked as an advocate in the Madras High Court. He started his political career as a member of the Justice Party, which he quit later and was supported as an independent candidate by the Swarajya Party.
In 1922, he was nominated to the Madras Legislative Council. He served as the Chief Minister of Madras Presidency from 1926 to 1930.
In 1933, he joined the Indian National Congress. In 1937, when the Congress swept to power in the Madras Presidency, Subbarayan was appointed as the Law Minister under C. Rajagopalachari's Chief Ministership. Subbarayan was imprisoned for participating in the Quit India movement. He was elected to the Constituent Assembly from Madras and made important contributions to the debates on adult franchise, civil services, rule of law and the official language.
From 1949 to 1951, Subbarayan served as Independent India's first ambassador to Indonesia. Subbarayan also served as a member of the Rajya Sabha from 1954 to 1957. He was elected to the Lok Sabha from Tiruchengood in 1957 and served as a member till 1962. He was again elected to the Lok Sabha in 1962 but was instead appointed as the governor of Maharashtra. He passed away on 6th October 1962. In 1989, during his birth centenary, India Post issued a stamp to honor him.
On this day in 2007, a veteran freedom fighter from Maharashtra, Babasaheb Bhosle, passed away at the age of 86. Bhosle participated in the Satyagrah in 1939 while he was a student. He was imprisoned for 1.5 years in 1941-42. Bhosle was born on January 15, 1921 at Satara in western Maharashtra. He was a law graduate and completed bar at law in 1951 and practiced for 10 years in Satara. In 1980, he was elected to the Maharashtra Assembly and later handled various important portfolios. Former President Pratibha Patil was a member of Bhosle's cabinet during his tenure as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra in 1982-83.
Bhosle started the scheme of providing free education to girl students till 10th class. He started the Aurangabad bench of the Bombay High Court and also created Gadchiroli district. Bhosle was instrumental in initiating welfare measures for freedom fighters and started a pension scheme for them.
On this day in 1942, freedom fighter Bhojaram Kolita made supreme sacrifice for the motherland. He was an active participant in the Quit India movement. On 21st September 1942, he took part in a procession at Tezpur organized to mourn the death of those who died in the Dhekiajuli firing. When the procession arrived at the compound of a church, the participants were surrounded from all sides by the police armed with lathis and guns. The police gave them 10 minutes to disperse.
No sooner had the crowd begun moving out, a very heavy lathi charge was made on them from behind. Many received serious beatings. Bhajoram Kalita, aged 65, was badly injured. 15 days after this incident, he succumbed to his injuries on 6th October 1942. That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
In the program Spotlight, we are broadcasting a special series, Seva aur Samarpan, 20 Saal Sushasan Ke. Today the theme is Cooperative and Competitive Federalism. It showcases Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of leveraging cooperative and competitive federalism to achieve all-round growth for the country. This special program can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:15 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.gov.in and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. And raising awareness about coronavirus in our Corona Jagrukta series from 9:30 to 10 p.m. A senior doctor from a renowned hospital will be with us to answer the queries of our listeners. So keep listening to All India Radio News for the latest developments.
The festival of Mahale is being celebrated in different parts of the country today. Mahale marks the end of Pitru Paksh Shraddh and the beginning of Durga Puja festivities. Mahale is considered to be the day goddess Durga defeated the demon Mahishasur. On this day, Bengalis traditionally wake up in the morning to listen to Mahishasur Mardini, an audio montage of Chandi Path recitation from the scriptural verses of Sri Sri Chandi. Then they proceed to make food and water offerings to their ancestors. AIR broadcasts special traditional morning program Mahishasur Mardini today. Hockey India has pulled out of next year's Birmingham Commonwealth Games, citing COVID-19 concerns and UK's discriminatory quarantine rules for travellers from India. The move comes the day after England withdrew from the Men's Junior Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar over similar reasons. Hockey India President Gyanendra Nigumbam communicated the Federation's decision to Indian Olympic Association President Narendra Batra in a letter. In cricket, Mumbai Indians registered a massive 8-wicket victory against Rajasthan Royals in Sharjah last night to stay alive in the race to playoffs of the IPL. Put into bat first, Rajasthan scored a paltry 90 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Today, Royal Challengers Bangalore will take on Sunrisers Hyderabad in Abu Dhabi at 7:30 p.m.
And now let's take a look at the weather forecast for today. National capital Delhi will have a partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 26 and 35 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky as well, with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The temperature will vary between 28 and 34 degrees Celsius. Chennai is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. The temperature will vary between 26 and 34 degrees Celsius, while Kolkata is likely to see a partly cloudy sky. There is also a possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The city registered a minimum temperature of 28, while maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. Srinagar will have a mainly clear sky with temperatures hovering between 10 and 28 degrees Celsius, while Jammu will have a mainly clear sky as well, and temperature will hover between 20 and 35 degrees Celsius. Visakhapatnam will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. In Hyderabad, the temperature will hover between 24 and 33. Bengaluru will have a generally cloudy sky with few spells of rain or thunder showers. Thiruvananthapuram will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Guwahati will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 25 and 34 degrees Celsius, while Imphal will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Shillong will also witness a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Aizawl may expect 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Temperature will hover between 17 and 27 degrees, while Kohima will have a cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. Nation witnessing success of government schemes, says Moody in UP, writes Hindustan Times. The Pioneer reports PMAY has made 3 crore poor families lakpati, says Modi. Moody's raises India's rating outlook to stable, reports the Times of India, while the Hindu headlines, Moody's gives stable rating to India. The world was left impaired on social media after a major snap in WhatsApp, Facebook and Instagram. Facebook blames faulty configuration for outage, writes Financial Express, and the Statesman writes, FB, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger back online. Physics Nobel for 3 for explaining climate change and complex systems, informs the Asian Age, while the Tribune says trio win Nobel in physics for decoding climate complexities, warming. The Pioneer writes, every 7th Indian youth suffered with depression during COVID-19, says UNICEF. And finally, 800 Indian peacekeepers deployed with UN mission in South Sudan honoured with UN medal, writes Financial Express.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to interact with beneficiaries of Swamitva scheme in Madhya Pradesh at 12:30 p.m. today. To also distribute e-property cards to 1,71,000 beneficiaries. Government notifies incentives and disincentives pertaining to vehicle scrapping policy. India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crosses 92 crore mark. Moody's upgrades India's rating outlook from negative to stable. Monsoon to begin withdrawing from many parts of northwest India today. Mahalaya, which marks the beginning of Durga Puja festivities, being celebrated today. Hockey India withdraws from 2022 Commonwealth Games, citing discriminatory quarantine rules. And in IPL cricket, Mumbai Indians thrash Rajasthan Royals by 8 wickets to keep their playoff hopes alive. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.